What's up, everybody? We are the Normies, and actually I am Rena, and I'm here to introduce a sub versus dub on my favorite Naruto character, Kakashi Hatake, and I'm so excited to be here. Yay for Kakashi! All right, I'm gonna let the crew introduce themselves before we get into this.
My name is Siraj.
It's Mickey Maru.
Nabi.
Motherfucker, Chris. Goddamn Johnson.
Oh,
He is back.
we're back. You know what? Hey, the Naruto crew is back for another one. We're really excited to be here. This time, I'm gonna moderate this one while while Surge enjoys a Kakashi one. I'm a little nervous about this one.
She's very nervous.
Yeah.
She's really
Hard
weirdly
time.
nervous.
She's too
Almost
nervous.
Like she hasn't been working on the internet for literally the last 10 years.
It's like there's a live audience sitting here for some reason.
Also, I just hope you guys like the clip. I'm nervous that you guys won't like the clips. I gathered these clips on my own. I edited them on my own. A little help from Spencer
suck. I'm just
Hunter. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy.
Sick.
So let's get into it.
Is this a market substitute for arguing with your friends?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, tight.
So the first guy we have who voices Kakashi, his full name is David Wittenberg, 52 years old. Fun facts about him: he was born in South Africa.
Okay, let's go.
Shout out to Pat.
Let's
You
go.
know, our
I'm
Pat was born there.
I'm
Why
Pat.
shout out to Pat? He's born in Zambia.
Yeah, but it's Africa still.
That's Africa in general.
but it's
shout-
not.
It's the continent.
It's just shout out to Pat.
Shout out to the continent.
He was actually raised in Boston.
Ah,
I love Boston.
That's wicked awesome. Shouter. Wicked.
I love Boston.
Park the car.
Adaptive screenwriter for English dubs of anime whose work included episodes of Digimon. We're big Digimon fans here, obviously.
I never really watched it.
Whoa!
Okay.
Same.
I mean, I am aware of.
Digimon?
I'm aware of it.
Isn't that like the next best thing
Pokemon
after
ripoff.
Pokemon?
It should have been better than Pokemon because I heard it was.
All the things' names are Mon.
Yeah.
It's like Doraemon, Cookiemon,
and
Makes sense.
and some of them can turn
Gurumon.
into waifus.
Some of them do turn into waifus.
What?
Yeah, Angel
What?
Month.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Angelmon.
We will move on.
Outside anime, he actually does narrate documentaries and specials for the Food Network and Travel Channel.
Okay.
That's a cool thing.
Oh, Travel
That's
Channel by
outside
Kakashi.
anime.
So we might hear his
Hey,
narration
man.
when our TV always flips on Gordon Ramsay.
Literally, you might hear him saying
Dude.
something about the steak or seasoning.
That's hilarious.
And in notable roles, Time Baby and Gravity Falls.
Time baby!
Time
Gravity
Baby!
Falls!
And Gina Weinberg and Code Geass.
So, yes, let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go. Our next guy is our sub-actor, voice actor, Kazuhiko Inoue. And this is him. Look at that smile. Look at that
very
hair.
nice smile.
Look at that.
Beautiful smile.
Look at him.
Not to actually compare him to Dave's hair. I just
Hey,
realized that.
Dave's smile was good too.
Yeah, Dave's
Yeah.
smile was good too.
I'm getting really self-conscious.
I think they're both awesome,
I
okay?
need to fix my teeth.
He is 69 years old.
Hey.
Wink, wink, wink.
You mean like if you know what you mean?
If you know what I mean.
Japanese people age well.
Fun facts, he was actually married and divorced 3 times.
Nice.
Just like my pappy.
He must be a handful.
He's official dub roles for Matthew Fox.
And Pat Bill.
and Moses.
Okay.
Everything that Matt Mickelson does,
I can
he
see it.
voices.
Yo, Lost, bro.
Lost.
Yeah.
Jack.
He's Jack.
Jack Shepard.
Oh my
And he's
God.
Hannibal.
We know what Surge is gonna
And he
pick.
was also in a Tyler Perry action movie after that.
Yes. It was called like different viewpoints or something.
He is being a second generation A-bomb survivor. He feels strongly against wars. Ino
wow.
expresses his longings for world peace and his love and respect for the ocean and Mother Earth in his autobiography, which if you want to read, go ahead. It's probably very enlightening.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And other notable roles besides Matthew Fox, we have him as Tochiriho.
Toichiro.
I'm really bad pronouncing
Suzuki.
names. Mob Psycho, Willie Tiber and AOT.
Oh,
Tiber.
White Pat.
Alright.
Yoruichi and Demon Slayer and Faraday and Cyberpunk.
Oh, damn, okay.
Yeah.
Who's Yorichi in Demon Slayer?
I want to hear Faraday's voice in sub then. I can already
Cool.
kind of feel this guy's vibe.
So the first one is the battle on the bridge of Zabuza Returns. This is season 1, episode 12. Basically, we have Kakashi talking to this young child about Naruto and who Naruto is and friendships.
At what point in time
I forget that
in any
little
of
shit's name. What was his name?
Inari.
Inari.
in any of this is Kakashi going to say that his famous lines that those who abandon their friends are lower than scum?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, actually, maybe. I can't remember if Hunter told me to take that. I don't know. All right, here we
And threw
go.
Hunter under the bus.
Naruto can be a little harsh sometimes, but he doesn't hate you. Your grandfather told us what happened to your father. You probably don't know this, but Naruto also grew up without a father. In fact, he never knew either of his parents, and he didn't have a single friend in our village. Still, I've never seen him cry, sulk, or give up. He's always eager to jump in. He wants to be respected. That's his dream, and he'll put his life on the line for that. My guess is he just got tired of crying and decided to do something about it. Even though he's young and still learning, he knows what it means to be strong, like your father did. I think he knows better than any of us what you're going through. What Naruto told you earlier, as cruel as it sounded, he's probably told himself that 1,000 times.
ナルトのやつも悪気があって言ったんじゃないんだ。あいつは不器用だからな。お父さんの話は手綱さんから聞いたよ。ナルトも君と同じで、子供の頃から父親がいないというより両親を知らないんだ。そればかりか一人の友達さえいなかった。けどいじけたりすねたりして泣いてるところは一度も見たことがない。あいつはいつも誰かに認めてもらいたくて一生懸命で、その夢のためだったらいつだって命がけなんだ。あいつはもう泣き飽きてるんだろうな。だから強いってことの本当の意味を知ってる。君の父さんと同じようにね。ナルトは君の気持ちを一番分かってるのかもしれないな。さっきのナルトのセリフ、あれ自分に何度も何度も言い聞かせてきた言葉に違いないからさ。
The moral of the story is
She.
quit crying, you little orphan.
Naruto's so good, dude.
All right, what do you
Yeah.
think of the?
Very different voices.
Yeah.
Very different vibe.
Tonally.
Yeah.
Right now I'm biased to the dub just because that's what I've experienced for like 1,000 episodes. But I mean I don't know, because he's also such a subdued character that it's like there is nuance there, like there is like inflection there, but it's so subtle. I think so far they're both Kakashi, but like just different. I just need to hear more of the sub. I can't really.
I think in Japanese he sounds more like kind of like a stoic badass. You know what I mean? Like you can tell that he's gonna do some really cool shit. And I mean, we all know the Kakashi hand, but I feel like English Kakashi sounds very lighthearted and like, oh yeah, I can still do all those cool things, but like I'm not very serious about it. Like, and after you get the Kakashi Gaiden arc, I feel like he kind of grew out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then with the Japanese voice actor, it feels like he's still kind of got that like, he seems serious.
Yeah.
He sounds serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be my exposure to the dub at first, but I kind of like the Kakashi that is nice guy on the outside, where it's like unassuming that he would be so badass. You see it happens later on in the story. Here in the dub, it seemed like he was talking to Inari as an adult would talk to a child about like trying to cheer them up. In the sub, he talked to him more like how you would talk to an adult almost.
Yeah.
Like he just treated him like an adult, which either way you interpret Kakashi's character could be in line with who he is. Like he would just treat someone like an adult and tell them how it is in the sub. So it's hard. It's a little even for me. I think the dialogue difference that at least I noticed was
There was some.
there's no mistaking what he said to you, he said to himself 1,000 times. And in the dub, he said he's probably said that to himself. So I like that there's no mistaking. It's more reassuring for the kid, and then talking to him in a more mature style as well.
In a sub, right?
Sub, yeah.
Yeah, I think the dialogue in sub was definitely better. But I am with Mickey. I am biased toward Kakashi in dub just because that's how we have watched all the Naruto. And I think for that reason, this one, I will pick dub. But I do want to hear more of him. I did like the dialogue in the sub. It's just the first time hearing Kazuhiko Inoue in this role. I was like, oh, okay, that's very different.
It's just basically, how do you like your Kakashi package?
Yeah.
Badass all the time, or as an unassuming badass?
This
Because
is-
I do like the unassuming badass the dub portrays. Like
Yeah.
Kyle?
No,
Dave.
Dave.
Kyle.
You just rolled the dice on the name.
Look,
This
there's
is
Kyle
not a
Everett.
white
Kyle
Dave.
Everett also, man. Gohan.
Dave. But you know what? Like the Kakashi, the way he sounds in dub is how Gojo sounds. Like, oh, I'm like, it's fine. Like, I'm fine.
I
And
think
like,
it's an
I'm gonna come.
archetype.
Yeah.
It is,
So like,
yeah.
but in this sub, it was like, no, I am badass. Like,
No, I'm that
watch,
guy.
watch and learn. Like,
Maybe sub Gojo
Fuck
was
around
based
and find out.
more on like dub Kakashi's sound.
I mean, yeah, it's probably there's a lot of influences in there. For sure.
Yeah.
What
So
are we
dub for
saying?
all of this, right? For
think so.
example, picking.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
picked
go
dub.
dub for
Yeah,
this one.
first one.
But yeah, I mean dub. Yeah.
Comments, don't kill us. We clearly said
The
we are
first one's
biased for
always
the
biased.
first one.
First one's always
I
biased.
actually,
yeah,
I actually
some-
like the sub in this one.
Sub?
Yeah.
Or
We
sub?
got one sub, three
This is the
dubs.
first
He
time.
just wants to be happy with the comments.
This is the first time though that the sub and dub voice are like very different vibes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Very
usually,
different.
usually it's like, oh, okay, I see, okay, but it's very similar. But this is like very
So,
seemingly.
I
so
appreciate him talking to Inari like an adult. I think,
Yeah.
I think the sub takes this one.
So we have basically, first of all, the dub's going to win the first round, but we have
Dub titles.
Dub titles.
Dub.
Sorry.
Dub titles.
Dub for first round
titles.
with one sub in there.
that's-
Our second video, a little bit more like life lessons here. This time we're talking to Sasuke. It's when Jiraiya is training Naruto with the Rasengan and Kakashi is training Sasuke with the Chidori. And we
Chidori,
realize here
Chidori,
that Sasuke is more about revenge and he's trying to use his powers or new taught powers for all the wrong reasons.
Where he says, hey, quit trying to kill a certain someone. He doesn't say that.
こうでもしないとお前逃げちゃうでしょ。おとなしく説教聞くタイプじゃないからね。サスケ、復讐なんてやめとけ。何？ま、こんな仕事柄お前のようなやつは腐るほど見てきたが、復讐を口にしたやつの末路はろくなもんじゃない。悲惨なもんだ。今よりもっと自分を傷つけ、苦しむことになるだけだ。たとえ復讐に成功したとしても、残るのは虚しさだけだ。
知ったふうなことを俺の前で言ってんじゃねえよ。
まあ、落ち着け。
なんなら今からあんたの一番大事な人間を殺してやろうか。
まあ、そうしてもらっても結構だがな。あいにく俺には一人もそんな奴はいないんだよ。もうみんな殺されてる。俺もお前より長く生きてる。時代も悪かった。失う苦しみは嫌ってこと知ってるよ。ま、俺もお前もラッキーな方じゃない。それは確かだ。でも最悪でもない。俺にもお前にももう大切な仲間が見つかっただろう。失ってるからこそわかる。千鳥はお前に大切なものができたからこそ与えた力だ。その力は仲間に向けるものでも復讐に使うものでもない。何のために使う力かお前なら分かってるはずだ。俺の言ってることがずれてるかどうかよく考えろ。
I'm gonna do that shit. That's all he's thinking.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say.
I love seeing these scenes after the fact because we know what's happened to Kakashi now
Yeah.
afterwards. So watching it now, we know what he's referencing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, but I knew you wouldn't want to sit still for a lecture, so I figured I had to pin you down. Let it go. You've got to forget about revenge.
What?
Believe me, in this work I've met a lot of guys who feel the way you do. Trust me, for those who follow the path of revenge, it never ends well. You'll only tear yourself apart, and even if you succeed and you get your revenge, what will you have then? Nothing. Emptiness.
Shut up! It's easy for you to talk. You have no idea!
Easy. Just try to calm down.
Maybe if I was to kill the most important people in your life, everyone who's ever meant anything.
It's an interesting theory, but I'm afraid you're a little late to put it to the test. Everyone you're talking about has already been killed. I've been around longer than you have, kid, and I've seen my share of troubles. You're not the only one who knows what it's like to lose somebody. So, it looks like neither of us has led a charmed life exactly, have we? Still, we're not all that bad off. At least you and I have been lucky enough to find new comrades to help fill the void. Anyway, I do know how you feel. With the Chidori, you've been granted a gift of awesome power. It's not a power to be used against your comrades, or to seek vengeance. I think in your heart of hearts, you know what it's for. Okay, end of lecture. You decide whether what I'm saying hits the mark or not.
Yeah, the dialogue.
Gave this
Yeah.
kid a
The dialogue is different. The
dialogue in the
voice, the
sub is way
delivery is
better.
different. A lot of things are different.
I do like the sub dialogue a lot.
Yeah.
There were some bits in the dub that were good too.
Yeah, the tragic line. The tragic line in the sub
Sub hit
is
harder.
absolutely awesome. But I will say this: I think that in the sub there's the words a little better, and I do like the delivery. But what I don't like is when he's smiling, when like he's doing the smiling face,
In the
I
sub?
hear
In the sub.
in the sub. When he's smiling, I hear no smile. You know what I mean?
I agree with
Yeah.
He's like very serious. And it's
Yeah.
kind of terrifying, but
So,
like
I know we
the
don't-
lightheartedness.
We don't understand Japanese, but in this scene, I could kind of still get that lighthearted Kakashi a little bit from the Japanese.
You think
like,
so?
It's very subtle. It's like it's a lot more like he's just nonchalant, where not as like cheery. I would describe our Kakashi as like putting off a slightly cheery vibe in his voice at least, whereas the sub is nonchalant. But you're right, the smile didn't make sense to me.
Yes.
Hearing it in the sub.
Yeah.
And this is what's weird. It was drawn first.
Yeah.
It was meant to be seen that way first, but I feel like it fits in.
But maybe there's
the fucking dub
maybe
like way
there's a
better.
subtle inflection that we're not picking up. You know,
Maybe. Yeah. That like I want to dive into that because it's curious.
Or
'cause
it could even
feels
be like words in Japanese. Like sometimes like words in Japanese like describe emotions, and it's like it's a very different language.
But one line in the sub got me better, edging it out, I think, slightly. And I'm gonna say again, you guys are too hard on Sasuke. But Kakashi in the
boy.
dub says neither of us have lived a charmed life, which is like, And then in the sub, he says like neither of us were the lucky ones, meaning we had to live. We got to live and see the death of all of our people, and it just hit harder. Knowing what Kakashi's been through, it's already hit harder too. And I don't know, something about that was better. Charmed Life makes it seem like it's like a G-rated sugarcoating on the dub to not make it as like
I mean, I think it probably literally is.
There was some other G-rated dialogue in this dub as well, like, oh, that's an interesting theory, or like easy instead of like, whoa, calm down.
I like the easy.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like the well, calm
end of lecture
down.
also.
Yeah.
Like that's,
I did not like that
It
one.
feel well because I feel like for Kakashi, he's so like Sasuke is this big threat, but Kakashi's like, you're just a fucking kid who's mad, and he's annoyed because he's like, I've been a mad kid before. Like I understand it. He's talking to him like how an adult speaks to a kid who's like, I just want to drive my car fast and do illegal things. And it's like, okay, kid, I was there too. I wanted to do the same. Like, he knows he's going to have to grow out of it. He does. But he's like, he's annoyed that he's like, here is the scheduled conversation in which I must have with you to tell you to stop being an idiot, even though you're probably still going to do it. And I'm annoyed that I have to do it. But
I don't feel like Kakashi's annoyed though. Like he's giving the advice. I don't think he's annoyed.
I felt a little condescending.
Yeah.
Easy. Come on. He calls him kid and shit.
He's saying easy because he's like, rah! Like, what else are you going to say to someone that's doing that?
But I mean,
like, Kakashi is a mentor. This is like his job. I don't think he's annoyed. He understands, if anything, why Sasuke feels this way, and he understands how he's felt that way in the past too. But annoyed isn't what I would use.
But like low-key
but that's
annoyed.
that's what he's saying. Like it's because he's felt it. Like it's a.
But like I wouldn't be annoyed.
I guess not
I would
annoyed, but
understand.
tired.
Yeah,
Because you have gone through it, you know how it's gonna pan out. He is gonna end up doing what you're telling him anyway, because that's how kids are.
Right.
You give them a lecture.
But I still have to tell you not to do it.
I have to give you the lecture, and the lecture's over. But as soon as I leave, I know you're gonna do what you're gonna do. So I'm like,
Yeah, he did put the ball in his court at the end. Like up to you whether to hit the mark or like what.
and
you
he
do
is
from
going to
here.
do that, and that's every kid. Like,
I felt the more fatherly mentorness in the sub, but I like the way you just explained the I don't know. There's a dialogue in the sub for sure. Like I think dialogue in the sub is like way better.
But overall, what you one
the
by one?
voice.
It's the smile for me that puts me towards the dub more, just because like
Yeah.
I didn't catch any intention of like why he would be smiling right there while that particular voice was speaking.
yeah, there was like before it panned over to him, there was a slight change in his voice. I hear you on that one. It does seem weird, and I think I will give a benefit of doubt that it's very subtle that we can't pick it up because of language. But the dialogue in the sub, I loved it. It was way better. There was so much difference between two of them, and also just the way he's giving that, the lecture. Let's say it just the voice sounded much better in sub compared to the dub. Because I think it's just he's talking to Sasuke. In the previous one, he was talking to a kid. So
yeah, the kid you want to tailor it to
much younger. Yeah,
here it's like, oh, you're talking about some adult shit. I'm gonna talk to you like that.
Yeah, like you're an adult. I know you're still a kid, but like you're out here about to kill someone, so you're an adult.
Rana, can I give you my verdict?
Yes.
My personal?
Yes.
I very much vibe with the dub. I think it sounds super good, and I like that version of Kakashi, but I think that in the sub, it is just technically better by like a point.
So you're saying the sub.
Sub.
Okay.
Sub.
Sub.
I was like, is he saying dub? He's
Yeah,
like,
so
wait,
sub.
leading me there.
This was hard, man.
I think I'm also gonna go sub.
Damn.
So is you a dub?
What?
I mean,
So we're just oddball out.
I know. I would have said dub here, but no, I want to go sub also because
Yeah.
the dialogue was really good.
What's so good?
The
What's
tragic.
really, really
Tragic was like, I was like,
tragic.
Tragic
Tragic. And then what
we're
is
the lucky ones instead of
The
Yeah.
lucky ones.
we lived a charmed life. No,
this
no,
one I'm
we're the
giving
lucky
mostly
ones.
for dialogue.
There was
Are you
another
sub as well.
Yeah.
Oh, unlucky
so all
ones, you said.
sub.
All
I think there was
right.
another dialogue that was different where it was like, oh, that's an interesting theory. Everybody I know is already like the way
Yeah.
he said in sub was so much more impactful.
Actually, I like the
than when he
interesting
said-
theory because it feels like he's talking shit. He's
Yeah.
like, it's an interesting theory, but everybody I know is already dead.
It's
Like,
the you and I weren't so lucky. That line
Yeah.
really that sent it over for me.
what if I killed everyone you love? It's an interesting theory. They're dead.
First round, dub. Second round, sub.
Sub.
I didn't realize
Combo
Kakashi was
breaker.
going to stir up so much conversation like this
Yeah.
for a scene like this. All right, our next scene, you guys. This is season 3, episode 159. Pain versus Kakashi.
Do we know Pain yet?
I feel like we definitely know.
We
Pain.
never knew.
No.
We don't understand pain.
We don't know Pain.
We don't know.
This is
Okay.
before the Inoshika thing, right? Yeah, this is before, yeah.
It's like a loading bar, and then we just got at like 99.9, but we never got to 100%. We never fully knew Pain.
We're there. We're getting there. We have to deal with Always Sunny in Philadelphia comments, okay?
What?
All right, this is basically Choji. Father is
Chojuro.
Chojiro's basically dying.
Oh, this is when Kakashi dies for a little bit.
Basically.
Is this
Sure
when
is.
Pain comes back alive? Which is this? Oh, Pain
What?
in the village. Okay.
All right, here we go, guys. Hope you enjoy this one.
You tried to save me. Cry later, Choji, if you can still move. You must report Pain's abilities to Lady Tsunade and have her set up countermeasures. But Kakashi-sensei, you... Mourn later. You must hurry. Run! I just... Don't let Cho's sacrifice be in vain.
You sure are stubborn.
Damn, he's aiming for Choji. Pa, quick! Run, Choji! With the chakra I have left, it's impossible to destroy his entire body. If I use that jutsu one more time, I'll exhaust all my stamina and chakra, without a doubt. This information must get to those who still live, right now. This is the only way to save the Hidden Leaf Village. Well, it seems that this is it for me too, Obito. Rain.
Yeah, no yelling or anything, right?
Yeah.
He just does the.
We'd have been more sad if he actually died.
泣くのは後だ、ジョージ。まだ動けるなら、ペインの能力を綱田様へ報告してくれ。すぐに対策を立てるんだ。カカシ。リアクションは後だ。それより、早く、走れ。長座さんの犠牲を無駄にするな。くそ、また。狙いはジョージか。走れ、ジョージ。おそらく今のチャクラでは奴の体全体は無理だ。それにもう一度使えば全てのスタミナとチャクラを使い切ることになる。俺の命は生きている者にこの情報を託すこと。それが木の葉を救うため今の俺が取れる最善の方法。まあどうやら俺もここまでのようだよ、オビト。
Oh, this one's a hard one.
Oh, this is a very
This
difficult
one's
one.
tough.
I feel like I'm just picking tiny reasons.
I know.
Yeah,
It's just
very
tiny
tiny.
reasons at this point. It's just all the subjective at this point. They're both performing it well. Like, they're both,
Yeah.
like, feeling like they sound injured.
Usually, that's the thing I nitpick with Western voice actors. Is I feel like sometimes they fail to pay attention to like the spatial,
Like where the scene is.
like
Yeah.
where they are. And, but like Dave's killing it.
I gotta-
This is a tie. I can't.
yeah, it's very difficult.
I got one
I can't pick.
one entire reason I'm throwing it to Dave,
Let's go. Why?
and it's gonna be dialogue. How do I say the Japanese voice actor's name again? I've just remembered.
Kazuhiko Inoue.
Kazuhiko. All right, so
Kazuhiko Inoue.
Kazuhiko Inoue.
Inoue.
He says, reflect later.
Yeah,
And
I
in
saw
the
that.
English, it says mourn later.
Cry later.
Yeah.
And I think, no, he says mourn later.
Oh.
And I think mourn later fits better. It's dialogue at this point, bro.
Yeah.
Because they're both it's so fucking good.
I also like the dialogue with the sub because his dialogues were shorter. it seemed like they were more wordy
dying.
in the dub. Yeah, he's dying, so it's really quick. Like run, he's after Choji. Like do this. Whereas like in the dub, it was like just longer. It was like it was like, if you're dying, you don't have even in the end when he's dying, like was my last line, like this is it for me, Obito and Rin. But like in the sub, it was like Obito.
Well, it's because in dubs he's a badass, and badasses got time for a whole entire sentences when they dying, bro.
But it just the personality and voice sounds so much better in dub than compared to sub. Just the way he acted out is so tough. This is so difficult. Dialogue sub, the way he performs it dub.
Yeah,
I think both.
I think they both were pretty prolonged though. Sub didn't seem shorter to me.
Sub was shorter.
It was.
Yeah, there was some. There was shorter, especially when like he pops out that missile. Like in dub, he's something like something dash 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 something. Oh, it's after Choji. Whereas in dub, it was like it's going after Choji.
Well, you know
it's
what it
after
might
Choji,
be.
like very quick.
Literally, that it might take more words to convey the same thing in Japanese. Less that it's written longer.
It takes less words to explain it in Japanese compared to in English.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought you were saying that it's longer.
No,
it's longer in dub.
Okay, maybe.
Sub is shorter.
The final breaths of Obito and Rin I'm gonna slightly give that to the sub because he was like out of breath, like brother, like Obito, Rin.
Yeah.
Where like, in the dub he was like Obito, Rin.
Yeah.
It's like it's the final breath, yeah.
It's just minute details at this point.
Yeah, if we don't nitpick, they're both getting 100s.
Yeah.
Nitpick away. I told you guys this was like I said when I was online, people were like
points.
they're.
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go dub for this one.
Just the way he opens, it's great in dub.
Yeah.
Just the way he opens.
In dub?
Cry
later. Cry later.
Yeah.
I thought I know.
Yeah, but the dialogue and sub. Can I say?
It sounded. I know Kakashi isn't the type of character. I'm sorry.
That's all
I know he isn't the type of character to get hype and like say things loudly with exclamation. But like, if this were a moment for him to do so, he should have done it here. And Dub Kashi seemed to have just a little bit more exclamation in his voice at the end, especially when he was saying like how he has to run or like this is my last move or whatever. I don't know. The sub was more subdued, but it all depends on what flavor of Kashi you like, man. Honestly, I think I'm gonna give it to the dub on this one.
Yeah.
Dub.
Going dub. By
like a point. Once again, we're talking 99 versus 100.
Yeah, I guess if I have to pick one, I guess I'll go with dub.
He was just slightly more loud. I don't know.
Yeah, his voice did change for dub compared to the last two scenes.
Yeah.
Whereas sub, it seemed like beside him being out of breath, his actual voice was like kind of the same. But dialogue was still so much better in sub.
It all makes tonally sense. It's all subjective.
It's all subjective.
When you're dying, you're going to be out of breath and nonchalant sounding probably. You're not going to be like in an anime.
Yeah.
But I like the
Captain Irwin argues differently.
Wow. Well, folks, we have 2 dubs, 1 sub, 1 final video that might end up tying the Kakashis, or we'll just give it all to the dub. Let's go for this. This is something to fill the whole the Obito and Kakashi talking together in their like dimension brain.
Ooh, they're about to fight.
Oh, no, Kamui.
Yeah. Yep.
この世界の仲間との思いを捨てきってこそ本当の幸せがある忍びの世界でルールや掟を破る奴はクズ呼ばわりするけどな仲間を大切にしない奴はそれ以上のクズだそして仲間の思いを大切にしない奴はさらにそれ以上のクズだかつてのお前の思いは捨てないよそれを否定するのが今のお前でも
Oh man,
that little
I want to hear him say Chidori.
Ooh, I like that at the end.
Tedious whitewashing. True happiness is only achieved by abandoning reality and purging the memories of your comrades.
In the ninja world, those who break the rules are scum. That's true. But those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. And those who don't cherish their comrade's memory are even worse scum than that. I won't abandon my memory of the old you, even if it's the current you who's repudiating it.
So I will say,
Repudiating.
that's in the translation in the sub. It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's just that line is a slight change in sub.
I like the sub version of that line right there. The very end.
Scum than that or something.
Even worser scum.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd give that one that specific line to the sub.
It was badass until you took it 1 too far. It was one too many scums.
Time to infinity.
Scum.
I
It
feel
was
like
worse than scum.
in any other case, we'd be like, damn, why the fuck would the dub say that? But then you hear it in Japanese, you're like, oh no, it's equally as kind of silly. Also, all right,
But he says even worse.
even worse scum.
Even worse
Yes.
scum.
Like,
Even worse than scum that is.
Even
Something
wor-
like
and
that.
what did he say in the dub? Even worse than the worst.
Even worse scum than that.
The
Yeah.
scum than that.
even
Yeah,
worse
than
scum, even
that.
worse scum
Even
than
worse
that.
scum than that.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's just both of the I mean, I feel like both of the lines are just kind of like.
But the dub
Yeah.
is sillier to me.
Yeah, I think just his sound is like it just sounds better in sub. Just his.
Oh, the sound mixing I think is actually off a little bit.
Not
'cause
his sound mixing. His.
I
his
think the line
voice.
is great. I think the line is pretty badass in dub until he takes it 1 scum too far.
Yeah.
I also like how his anger is building up in the sub because that final guttural, like he's like calm, but then his voice, like it cuts away right after that, but you could hear that like he's like like
It was very quickly. It was abruptly stated. Like even worse than that. Even worse than that. I don't know.
I think
Or
I'm
even
gonna give
worse
it to
scum
the-
than that.
I have a question about
Just feels
Kakashi.
too much. You took it 1 scum too far.
He like obviously is a person who reads books. 'Cause he was like
Well, he reads-
repudiated. It's like
He reads
so we're in a fight.
He reads dirty books.
This goes for both sub and dub. It's like we're in a fight. Did you just use the word repudiated?
Repudiated.
I need a dictionary before you beat me up because I don't know what you mean.
I think I'm gonna give it to Mads Mikkelsen.
I'm
I'm gonna give it to Kazuhiko on this one.
Yeah.
You're gonna dub?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Kazuhiko.
No, I meant sub. Sorry.
We have a tie.
Wait. Is it full sub? Is it full sub couch?
Yeah, I'm sub.
Is it a tie?
If it's
Yeah.
full sub,
Yeah, we did 2
based
subs.
I mean,
on-
the
Two
first
dubs.
one was dub with only Surge sub, but
It was
majority.
dub one. Yeah.
First one was
3
1
dub.
sub, 3 dub.
Yep.
Second one was all
All sub.
sub.
Third
Third one was all dub. Kind of tie, but like sub edged out a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
I mean, hey guys, they're both great, so it makes sense to get
All right,
tied.
here's our little funny scene.
It's just the
1,000 years.
何このマスクの下が見たかったの
Oh,
あったら最初から言えばいいの
There's that nonchalant.
yeah.
So he can be.
別にいいけどなんだなんだ
I guess it's in serious moments that
Look at Sasuke.
he always puts on the regular voice.
Beaver teeth. Tiny mouth.
このマスクの下はまたマスクするんだなこれが
He can be happy, okay? Some
Yeah.
can be happy, Kashi.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yay.
We've just been seeing a lot of serious moments where he chooses to have that serious voice, but he can be happy-go-lucky Kashi.
Yeah.
Hey, Kakashi Sensei,
Yeah?
Yeah.
what are you hiding under that mask?
What? You want to know what's behind my mask?
Yeah.
You should have just said so in the first place. Sure, I don't mind.
He's like hyping him up too, bro.
Yeah, what's the big deal? I can show the face anytime I want.
He has to wear 2 masks just for this bit. And he has to wait for people to ask him.
Blimp lips?
Blimp lip. What? She said blimp lips.
Behind this mask
Behind that mask?
is another mask. Pretty cool, huh?
What a great gag.
I'll give it to sub.
Sub for this one.
Because we finally got to hear him
Yeah,
be
it's like
happy
nonchalant.
Kashi.
So he does have Kazuhiko does have range with Kakashi in this.
Who our winner is? Tie.
Is it sub?
I think it
It's
was
a tie. It's technically a tie.
Technically a tie.
Very technically a tie, but it's
like
one of
so.
those like I think it's a technical win.
But
like
no,
a
because
TKO.
like
It's a
even though we
TKO.
had one dub in the one sub whatever in the one first round. We did have the funny one that did get sub, so still a tie in my
The
opinion.
funny one doesn't count.
Yeah, that's a bonus.
That is
That's a bonus. So it is a tie.
Sub squeaks out.
Sub squeaks out just slightly. Because the other ties the only other full tie we had was who? Levi?
Yeah, we're talking like 0.05 differences here.
Yeah, point 0.0001.
Well, guys, let us know in the comments who you think is a better Kakashi. We hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you on the next Sub versus Dub.
Bye.
Bye.